shows de radio en vivo y la programación musical más variada.
Bienvenido de regreso, mi gente linda, aquí al show de la mañana, solo aquí en Tu Fiesta Radio, celebrando nuestra música, donde siempre te traemos lo mejor. Vamos a estar cambiando un poquito a inglés. Ahora we're going to be switching back to English, because as you know, we have our bilingual segment today. As every Thursday, we have Gainesville Police Department coming up, 9:30, and we have this is greatness right here. We have a lot of special guests, and our morning just got better and better and better. We are honored. We feel honored and humble to have for the first time with us Alachua County School Board candidate Ray Holt, who is the owner of Siba Ranch Working Farm and Agri-Tourism Center in northeastern Alachua County. He has a master's degree in public administration. He's a member of the Alachua County School District Advisory Council. Ray is ready to lead, serve, and act on behalf of every student, teacher, parent, and resident. Let's welcome Ray to the morning show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, Ray, how are you feeling this beautiful Thursday morning?
Oh, feeling great to be here with you.
Yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. You always have that positive energy, positive attitude, and we're super excited to have you. Just for you in Spanish, estamos con el candidato a la junta directiva de el School Board aquí en Alachua County, el condado de Alachua. August 23rd, it is the last day to vote. Early voting is already on. It's already going on, and then we are so happy to have Ray here just to show you why you should support Ray in every way that you can. In any way, it would be wonderful. As Ray know, we've been actually collecting questions from our community, from the audience, from you guys, and we love it. We really appreciate you for taking the time to send us emails, WhatsApp, text message, everything. You guys are incredible, and we have a number of questions, so we're gonna go over some of them this morning, and you feel free if you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook. We're live right now all over the place, all over the world. If you are live and you're watching, thank you, Larry Fonseca, for tuning in, and she says good morning. Leave your comment below and your questions so Ray can answer, and yeah, let's begin with one of them. But very simple, Ray. Why are you running for the Alachua School Board, for the school board actually here in Alachua County?
So it's all about academics for me. A lot of people may not be aware of this, but Alachua County schools are having some issues. Only 47% of our kids are reading and doing math at grade level. I mean, let that sink in. That means 53% of our kids are not at grade level. And there's some things we can do about that. I mean, right away, we can start really supercharging our after school and our summer tutoring for all the kids that are behind, not just those who have failed for the year, but those who are just behind, and catch it early so that they don't fall further behind. With reading and particularly with math, it stacks upon itself. And so if you fall behind, you'll almost never catch up. Particularly in the younger years, the key is to make sure that our kids are reading and doing math by third grade. Third grade is the point at which, statistically, if you're at grade level at third grade, you have a very good chance of graduating. If you aren't, very low chance of graduating. So that's kind of the key point that I'm focused on and where my experience is.
That is very good. And just now, actually, we had a question. The first question that from the audience live here while we're live. So, and this question is brought to you by the Best Restoration, Master of Disaster. The question is, what actions you as a leader, Ray, are you willing to take so we can guarantee the security of our schools based on everything that has been happening across the country? Just to mention a few: Uvalde, Texas, right. Horrible attacks, and other schools around the country, especially in South Florida. What actions can we take in this regard?
So first of all, I will say that in Alachua County, we have been on top of this a little better, but there are some things that we're doing right now. I talked to the chief of security, Chief Hamilton, a while back about some of the things that they're doing over the summer to bring in new security measures. But the first and foremost, we need to make sure that all of our schools do have at least one officer right now. And we want to make sure that there's one entry point, one way in for anyone coming in from the outside, and make sure that we've hardened all the rest of the areas so there's no way for people to come in other than that one entry point, and that officer should be based in that area. The other thing is, of course, there are threats from the outside that we always need to be aware of and be focused on that. We also need to make sure that our officers are not spending their time dealing with disruptions and dealing with fights among kids and things like that. So we need to get a handle on behavior within the school, within the classrooms.
Awesome. You want to add to it? I don't know if just to make sure we introduce each other, but that's Gaby La Tropical.
Yes.
In case we haven't done that. I'm sorry, Gaby. You know, you're a star here.
It happens.
But do you have any questions regarding?
No, for now. You can keep going.
Awesome, because we have a list of questions that I want to make sure that we go until we have time. So, do you support? This is our next question. Do you support a parent's right to know what their child is being taught in the classroom?
Absolutely. And this has become a big subject because of a lot of the things that we're seeing during the pandemic, when everyone went Zoom school, and parents became aware of some of the things that they didn't agree with or felt like was inappropriate material. And I am absolutely an advocate that all of our parents should have access to those materials. And we have the technology to do that. We can put all of the curriculum on the web. And hey, if we want parents to be involved and help their kids in the classes, they need to have easy access to the materials. So, I mean, as a parent myself, I can go in and say, okay, so next week you're going to be going over division of fractions. You need to be doing this, this, this. Are you behind? If you have access to the materials, you can help your child.
And right now, this question is really interesting because also me as a parent, I can see the concerns from the community. Have you seen a lack of connection between the schools and the families in this regard, Ray?
There has been a significant number of people telling me that they don't have access to that information. And, you know, just going down to the school board meetings, I think that the school board, a good school board member, should be more engaged with the people who are coming to talk. Most of the time you see people go down to the school board meeting, they politely listen, but they never engage. And they never have a discussion with the parents or the concerned community members. And that's what's been missing.
And it's very, very interesting you mentioned that because another question that is being sent by the community is like, how do you engage with parents who disagree with you? Can you give examples?
Okay, so first of all, it takes time. It's not an easy thing. You can't just do that in 30-second bites. You need to take time to spend with people either on the phone or in person and have those conversations that take a little bit of time, and you can solve problems together. Just as an example, I have some experience having been in local government in Jacksonville about 10 years ago, and I was on committees that had a lot of input regarding land use and zoning, and a lot of people who are in disagreement, and you have to work these things out and talk about ideas. We're not always going to agree on everything, but we need to speak to each other respectfully and hear each other's opinions. Sometimes my opinion may be changed. Sometimes I may be able to change someone else's when I feel like I have the right opinion on an issue.
Oh, wonderful. And this is more like here in the radio station, we've been talking about this this topic. What is your mission, your passion, the drive that you feel within you that said that if you have the opportunity to serve the community, I am going to do this?
Well, the two most important things for a child to learn are high quality teachers and having a safe and effective learning environment. We're losing that a little bit right now. A lot of our teachers have been leaving because the work environment is not high quality. We've lost a lot of teachers. You may have seen it in the news that we are short a lot of teachers. We're losing a lot of them because of a bad work environment. Secondly, we need to have classrooms where the kids can focus the whole time. Teachers are saying to me, I spend 30 to 40% of my time dealing with disruptions in the class. If we were to change some of our administrative policies, we could get a handle on that. And then the kids would have high quality teachers and an effective learning environment. And that's the most important thing that I could bring over the next 4 years so that we can see our scores go up dramatically. I mean, I've been saying, we need to expect that over the next 4 years, our reading and math scores go up by at least 10%. If we haven't done that, then we've failed.
Yeah, and also teachers have been complaining about, how much they're getting paid. They've been asking for raise and asking for a number of things that, do you agree with that? What do you think?
Absolutely. And looking at the numbers, what we see is a lot of teachers, they come in and the pay is comfortable when they start off. They're young, maybe haven't started a family yet, but after they've been teaching for 5, 6, 7 years, they've started a family and the pay has not moved up to where it needs to. So they decide, well, I need to move into the administration or I need to move into another line of work. We want our best teachers, our experienced teachers to be there for 20 years or more. I want great teachers to stay in the classroom, and we have to change our salary schedule so that it's competitive across the state, across the country. We want to attract the best and the brightest and keep them in the classroom their whole career.
There is a very long question here from someone that sent it, but I'll kind of summarize that into what type of policies. Do you have any new policies that you are thinking to bring to the table, assuming that you are going to be our school board member? I mean, I am already manifesting that, right? So,
oh my goodness, how many hours do I have to do this question? But I would say the most important thing that I think we need to jump into right away is dealing with that classroom environment. And just to get a little bit into the weeds on this, they have changed some of the administrative policies with regard to the code of conduct, and they've instituted a program called PBIS, and it's not working. And I think that is one of the first things that we need to do is get the behavior in our classrooms better, and then we'll have that ability for kids to learn better. Those kids who are struggling in that area, they may be disruptive. We can pull them aside, give them a more focused attention with fewer students per teacher, and we can really see our reading and math go up.
Awesome. Talking about the class environment, Gabby, I don't know if you remember the news about the Polk County in Tampa Bay, here in Florida. You that are watching, in Polk County right now, they're implementing a security system. So just to prevent that kids, they don't bring weapons, especially firearms, into schools. They are actually checking completely kids without touching them, so they don't feel, so you don't make them feel uncomfortable. And like that, they can prevent kids from getting firearms into the schools in Polk County. Now, Orlando, Florida, the first county, also is implementing this. What do you think about this? Would you agree that we need a better security system, something like this, especially to check our kids?
If you're talking about metal detectors, I'll say that I was not for the clear backpacks. That seemed like that was a lot for show and really wouldn't have helped. But I think that we absolutely need to do whatever's necessary in order to make sure our kids are safe. There was an incident last year of a child bringing a gun to school and threatening other kids. And we need to be focused on any of the kids that have made threats. I think we all know that with the example down in South Florida, there had been signs with that kid for a long time. All the kids said, well, we knew who it was as soon as it happened. We need to be focused on paying attention to the signs before anything like that happens.
Very good.
I have a comment related with that from our audience, and they say, I believe first, the teachers needs more authority in the classroom, and in schools need to work more with families because some of the bad environments come from students.
100%. We need to be listening to our teachers, and that's why unfortunately, we're losing a lot of our good teachers because they don't feel like they're supported in their classroom discipline decisions from the administration. And so they're leaving.
Yeah. Would you think that maybe implement some kind of, I don't know, maybe like speeches or something to encourage the students and the teachers and families will help to maybe fix this kind of environment?
I think absolutely we can. Better communication is important. And I think early on, we need to be going over the code of conduct. We need to be engaging with parents more, particularly if we've seen that there's a problem area. We need to be putting someone in that home sometimes to talk to the parents and address the issue early at kindergarten, first, second, third grade, and deal with the issues earlier so that they know how they can best help their child.
Fantastic. Good. Also, we have another question, another couple questions for you, Ray. So this lady is asking, yeah, thank you. It's just, hey, I am so happy, so excited because for the first time ever, we are embracing our entire community as a whole thing, as just one thing, Latin community, all the English speaking, community, everybody is sending us questions, and we're so happy. And this question is really interesting. He said, how does the district manage its finances, and how can the community hold them accountable for responsible spending?
Yeah. So I will say that there's been a problem in this area. Recently our school board, our school district had their credit rating downgraded by Moody's, who basically downgraded us. So now it's costs more to borrow money. Okay, so we've been downgraded. We're not handling our finances responsibly. We're not handling our facilities responsibly. I get folks from all over the county telling me, like in Hawthorne, they have terrible problems with air conditioning and roof leaks, and Newberry, air conditioning problems in most of our schools, roof leaks and sewage problems in some of our schools. Really, they're not taking care of our facilities. And as somebody who manages a facility for a living, I know if you don't take care of those problems early on, they're not going to get cheaper. They're going to get more expensive. Fortunately, we actually have more money per capita than most other counties because the voters have given us the half penny and the additional mill of sales tax. Half penny sales tax and the additional mill. So, and this past year, property values went up by about 9%. So we're going to see an increase in funding, and we need to hold the administration accountable and find out where is that additional 9% going to go? Is that just going to go into more administrative positions, or is it going to go into the classroom? I think the latter.
Awesome. So we have another question here for you, Ray. It says, are you aware that teachers are saying that disciplinary referrals are handled differently for children of different races? Do you support the goal of keeping the risk ratio, as they call it, at 1.0?
Right. Unfortunately, that was something that I had uncovered a long time ago, and it was in a local middle school. The principal put out a newsletter that said that we need to equalize the number of discipline referrals based on race. This is just horrible. I mean, what are we saying to a child when we say, "Oh, well, we're not going to discipline you for something. We're just going to let it go because of your skin color"? Are you kidding me? Skin color is the least important thing about us. Why are we letting that drive anything? But no, I do not agree with that. I think we owe it to all of our kids to teach them early on how they need to behave so that they can be successful. I mean, I walk around your studio in here and I see all these encouraging quotes on your walls about having the right attitude and working hard and being diligent and hustle and all these things. We have to teach those things to our kids early on.
That is awesome. That is awesome. We and talking about teaching, talking about value, and thank you for that. We have another question here. Is like, what do you see as the board's roles and responsibilities, and what attributes are essential to be for a successful school board member? So, what to be a successful school board member? What do you need to have?
Well, I think certainly being a good listener and also being willing to make tough decisions from a broad standpoint, having a good variety of experience. I've owned my own business, have run facilities. I've been on the Jacksonville City Council years ago, and so I've done public budgeting. And public budgeting is different than private budgeting. You can't always spend the money on anything you want to. Different pots of money have different purposes by law. I've done negotiations with unions, which is a very important part of being on the school board, working to come up with a good contract with our employees. So a good variety of experience, I think, is key.
And we're getting here to the end of the questions. Unless Gabby, you have more questions. You have one? Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So after elections, when is the new school board is going to start taking actions?
So the new school board won't come on board until November.
Okay.
But very important to say that there will be 4 races on everyone's ballot on August 23rd. 4 school board races, and you can vote in all 4.
Okay.
The districts have to do with where I have to live and the other candidates have to live, but everybody in the county votes on all 4. And there are actually only 2 candidates in each of these races right now, so they will all be over August 23rd.
Okay.
Awesome. And early voting is right now is on, so you can go out and vote. I understand by mail. All right.
Yeah, vote by mail is going right now. You can make that request. Early voting starts on Saturday at about 5 locations, and then precinct voting on August 23rd.
Awesome. And I understand that you are running for district number 3.
Right.
All right. Awesome, guys. Ray Holt, we want Ray as our Alachua County School Board member. So make sure you vote and vote Ray. Go Ray. So right now we have, as I mentioned, a couple more questions for you, Ray. And before we go to our next break, this is a question by a mom that sent us this question. Said, do you believe in requiring children to wear masks when community transmission of a virus is at a high level? What do you think about this?
So I think we can all agree that when the pandemic first started, we were right to be cautious. Nobody knew what was going on and closed down schools. But I think by April of 2020, we knew that the virus was no more dangerous to kids than the seasonal flu. And I'm an advocate of, because we've now seen mental health problems because of the fear that's out there. I'm an advocate of allowing kids to go without masks unless we see that there is a terror. We can't predict the future, but I think that we did poorly by our children to keep them closed down, to keep them masked up for an extended period of time. We've had mental health problems because of it. I think it did more damage than good.
Awesome. So going back to that question, so at a high level, do you think is it right to keep the mask or just to maybe give it a chance? What do you think?
Well, I think we know that the cloth masks are not helpful, and why should we be doing something that causes mental health issues, that causes poor communication? I've been in a classroom recently where the teacher was masked and the kids were masked, and they're having to repeat themselves over and over again. I can't understand you. I can't understand you. Why would we do that when it's not helping medically?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other question, Gabby?
Yes. So, our population here is it's very diverse. There's people coming from everywhere. So what would you think would be a good option to invite parents to be part of the school community, to get to be integrated to the school?
Well, one of the things I hope to do is to have monthly opportunities to go out and meet at different schools, go out and meet people in the community, just myself or maybe with other school board members or administrators, but to go to the community and speak with people about whatever they want to talk about. Not just at the school board meeting, because people can't always make it to the school board meeting, and going to their community is the best way. So yeah, I'm a huge advocate of communication with as many people as possible, getting all of their opinions.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, someone just sent also a question about GRU, but that's more for commissioners. So we're going to save that for the city. About GRU, you guys don't have anything to do with GRU or anything like that, right?
No,
that's more commissioners.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm an advocate of low electric bills too.
All right. There you go. So, guys, August 23rd, 2022, right now, it is the Alachua County School Board, race. And this August 23rd is your day to go out and vote. Go out and vote. And I understand that Ray Holt, it is running for district number 3 as our Alachua County School Board candidate. So how can people help you financially, being a volunteer as part of your campaign? How can people reach out to you, to your team? How can we support you?
Elio, Gabby, thank you so much for having me here. You've done
You're welcome.
a huge help just giving me an opportunity to speak to the folks. And I would just say that the main thing is that people reach out to their friends and family and encourage them to get out and vote on the 23rd or before then for early voting, and send it out to everybody in your phone.
Awesome. Send it out. Well, Ray, we also want to thank you for everything that you do for the community. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Ray Holt, our Alachua County School Board candidate for District number 3. And we are going actually to our next break with I Won't Back Down from Tom Petty.
Okay, I love
All right, I love it. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.